And welcome back. Our very own Hugh Jackman has wowed fans on the opening night of his New York show.
Oh, tell us all about it, Peter Ford.
Yeah, well, this is a whole run of shows that he's doing at the Radio City Music Hall. I think 24 shows, which is getting close to a record. And you can't forget the irony here that the other person who did a similar very long run at Radio City Music Hall was our own late Peter Allen, who, of course, Hugh played on the stage. But this time around, people are raving about it. Every trick in the book he pulls out. And, of course, he's got that old school charm. He's got a great orchestra on stage with him. He's got backup dancers. He even had a surprise appearance by Ryan Reynolds there for the opening night. Ryan won't be there every night. There he is in rehearsal. And that's a lot harder than it looks. Even he admits that. And I'll show you the finished product in a second. But he even got Gus Worland up on stage and was dancing with Gus as well on opening night. So it's the place to be. If you're in New York, try and get a ticket to see it over the next few months. And I've got no doubt that he's going to bring that show to Australia at some point soon. But back to that skipping. So there you see him there practicing it with all the trainers and fitness experts. Well, take a look now at the finished product on stage. Yeah, he's got it. And also, might point out that in the audience, she didn't seem to, go through the front entrance, maybe through a side door or something, was his new girlfriend, Sutton Foster, who, of course, is a big Broadway star in her own right. So she was there to cheer him on.
Pete, just out of curiosity, he performs, it's not just him doing push-ups and skipping for like an hour and a half.
No.
He does a show.
He does a show. It's a real old school Vegas-y type, Bobby Darin type show, and he does songs that people expect him to do, like the songs from Les Mis, etc. So I wish I could get to see it.
All right, mate. The fallout continues from that Billy Ray Cyrus performance at Donald Trump's inauguration. That was a hot mess, that one.
Yeah, it was messy, and I said last week when we showed a clip of it, there's something's not quite right. There may have been technical issues, but I don't think they were helped by the fact that he didn't seem to be in a good place. I jokingly said he's had some strong cough medicine, and it seemed that family members are now coming forward and saying, yeah, we're very concerned about you, Dad. So it's like an intervention, but they're playing it out very publicly. Now, Trace has really been his daughter, who he is estranged with, and she is an alcoholic herself. She's been dry now for 18 months. And she said, I'd love to do this privately, but I can't see him. He won't let me. So she went public and said, we're concerned about you, Dad. Please get help. So he then threatened to sue her. So she's come back again and saying, I will not be silenced. I'm doing this because I love you. And other family members, including Miley and even his ex-wife, have even said, yeah, we are all concerned about what's going on in his life. Now, the person who doesn't seem to be concerned is the brother called Brayson. And the brother, Brayson, says everything's fine. Leave Dad alone. But Brayson also has a project with his dad, a new album coming out of them together. So it's kind of like his launching pad into the big time. So, of course, he doesn't want Dad going into rehab at this point in time. So, long way to go to see whether Billy Ray will actually heed the call and try and get some help.
It's all very messy.
You don't want to play it out publicly like that, do you?
A legendary Aussie rock star has shared a sad health update. What's this, Pete?
Yeah, if you're old enough to remember Skyhooks, you're not going to be thrilled by this news. Skyhooks, of course, back in the day were huge. And in fact, they've just re-released, this makes you really feel old, the 50th edition, 50th anniversary edition of Living in the 70s, the album. So many great hits on that. Late Shirl, of course, there. And they're still on the road, in a sense, because Bob Bongo Starkey has got a group together he's been taking around now for a while to pubs and clubs. Great show, clever. He's out there. There he is there being interviewed about it. He still gets the big frill neck lizard outfit on, and they do all the big hits, but he surrounded himself with young musos and singers, and it's a great show. Sadly, he is now being diagnosed with an aggressive form of leukemia, and all future gigs have been cancelled. So we send a lot of love out to him today and hope that his recovery will be full and speedy and he'll get back out there again. And if you have got tickets to see him, he's got several gigs booked in Sydney next month. Obviously, you'll get your money back, but those shows are not going ahead.
Yeah, OK. Wishing him all the best there. The upcoming ACTA Awards have announced a host.
Yeah, so this is pretty big. So they're taking place on the Gold Coast next week, and they've announced Russell Crowe will be the host of them. Now, Russell has hosted these before, and Russell's good fun when he is in charge. Russell likes being in charge, and he does it his way. So he's got good talent on stage performing as well, including the return to Australia of Robbie Williams. Obviously, with Better Man being shot here and doing so well here at the box office, he's happy to come back. Don't forget he was here for New Year's Eve on the ABC's live telecast. He was sensational, and it was a great set. So I'm assuming he's going to have to come up with another 10, 12-minute set to do at the ACTA Awards, as they're known. They're for television and also for movies on the Gold Coast next week. And Paul Kelly also on stage. Paul, of course, later this year has got a big stadium tour that's selling really well as well. So he's kind of gone to that next level of playing big clubs to doing stadiums. So ACTA Awards next week on the Gold Coast.
Oh, good stuff.
Will Russell Crowe skip when he sings? That's the big, that's the big question.
Have you seen Better Man yet?
Is that the one where Robbie Williams is a monkey?
Correct. Have you seen it yet, Pete?
I have seen it, yeah.
Did you love it?
I loved it,
I loved
very
it.
much.
Have you
Yeah.
seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my list of things to maybe see.
Yes.
It's worth it seeing. It's worth
Is it on
really
to go
is.
to the movies or is it on TV at home?
No, go to the movies. It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
good
Really
movie,
great.
and Michael Gracie, Australian director, is fantastic. Tanked
Really?
in America, you know.
Oh,
I think
did
they-
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally
but-
tanked.
Well, they're saying because the Americans aren't really as familiar with Robbie
Exactly.
Williams,
Oh,
the
okay.
person.
Yeah. Okay,
So
okay.
therefore not inclined to go and see it, but they should because it's absolutely
They should,
fabulous.
yeah.
So it
Thank
didn't
you,
work in
Pete.
America, worked in Australia and at Taronga Zoo.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, mate.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.